Welcome everybody to our class tonight, which is using AI to make life easier. I spent the last couple of days kind of really going through a lot of the AI tools. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. And what I wanted to do is kind of narrow it down to where these are things that I think all of you guys can use for different areas of your business, okay? So first and foremost, we're gonna kind of go over some of the best new AI tools, all right? We're also going to kind of look at how can you use them today in your business. So I do want you guys to use the chat function tonight. So if you're like, hey, you could use this for this or this or this or this, or as a matter of fact, you don't even have to use chat. Unmute yourselves and let's have a conversation about it, because these tools are really, really good. And what I'm finding more than anything is that people are using the tools in ways that you never probably would have even thought about, okay? So first and foremost, what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? It is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, translation between languages, and much, much more, okay? So there's been a lot of fear right now. Like if you watch YouTube or even if you watch the news, a lot of people will say things like, hey, is AI going too far? Are we gonna lose control? What's happening right now is when people think about AI and robots taking away jobs, in the past, when we had different industries moving into the technological era, we started having robots doing the job of humans, right? So there used to be people that actually stood in line in car manufacturing plants that went down an assembly line and they would be putting a bolt on, right? Then they created machines to do that. And so a lot of people lost jobs, right? Even though those companies were still making money because they found ways to save money by using robots instead of people. Well, when it comes to artificial intelligence, the last big growth, I should say, affected a lot of blue collar workers, right? With artificial intelligence, it is going to affect a lot of white collar workers. What does that mean? People who you basically sit in front of a computer and you use your brain all day. Okay. And so a lot of people have a lot of fear because they're like, oh my gosh, this can literally take over my job. Like I don't have a job anymore, especially people who work in marketing, copywriting, editing, things like that. But if we can use artificial intelligence, for our own good, if we can take these tools and say, okay, so this is what my job is. Now, how can I make my life easier using these tools? It'll take away the fear of artificial intelligence and really say, wow, this is something really great that we all can benefit from. Okay, so the first one that we're going to go over, and I think most people have actually used this one already, okay? And if you haven't, put like a 2 in the chat. If you've never used ChatGPT or you've never seen it before this moment, definitely put a 2 in the chat. But I think at this point, most people have either heard of ChatGPT, and even if you just pulled it up on your screen and just, tried something out, you've probably heard of it, okay? And at first, I wasn't gonna talk about it because it is so popular, but one of the reasons I am gonna talk about it is because ChatGPT is a link for so many other things, and I'm gonna show you this tonight, okay? So ChatGPT was actually created by OpenAI, and it's an artificial intelligence company. They own ChatGPT and DALL-E. We won't go over DALL-E tonight, but it's basically images. But ChatGPT, literally, you can put a prompt into the system for anything, okay? Anything that you need, okay? Ideas, ads, resumes, interview, like literally anything. There was a man who took a picture, he opened up his refrigerator, took a picture of what was inside of his refrigerator and uploaded it to ChatGPT and said, hey, can you please create some recipes based on what I have? And boom, within literally 30 seconds, it pulled up recipes that he could use using the ingredients from his refrigerator. Isn't that crazy? Okay. I've seen people who said, hey, act as a career counselor, and I'm going into a job interview for this job, and they listed all the requirements, and it said, give me the interview questions that an interviewer will probably give me and give me the correct answers. And literally it laid out step by step, this is probably what they're going to ask. Here's a great answer. Like, So I want you guys to think about that when you start looking at, okay, what can I do with this? Okay. Right now it is free. It is completely free to use. Anybody can use it. I just got off of a call with a friend of mine. She has a training company. And so I help her out sometimes with trainings. And we're doing a training this week for a company out in Ohio. And she was telling me about how another trainer she knew literally created a whole training guide that she's now selling, and ChatGPT did the whole thing. Crazy. Okay. All right. And so the key to winning when it comes to ChatGPT is understanding how to prompt it, which I'll kind of show you and go through a little bit. Okay. All right. So give me 1 second, guys, while I'm going to actually physically pull up ChatGPT. Give me 1 second. Hang on. Wait, I don't want to go there yet. All right, let's go to ChatGPT. So this is what ChatGPT looks like. You do have to actually log in and create an account. Again, the account is free. And so what you're basically going to do is put down a prompt. You're going to tell it what to do. And so what some of the experts say is you want to tell it exactly what to do. Act like this and give me this. Act like Steve Jobs and tell me the reasons why my business won't work with this, and this, and this. I've seen it all, okay? I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Hang on 1 second. Just wanna show you guys, give me 1 second, my Facebook page. Give me 1 second. All right, let me know if you can see this. This is my Facebook page, okay? All right, do you guys see this right here? This was an ad I
Yes, ma'am.
created. Thank you. This was an ad I created. This whole thing was created for the most part with AI. Okay. I went into ChatGPT and I said, write a Facebook ad for women to attend Essence Fest with Travel Trade Invest. And literally, it came out with an entire advertisement for me. Only thing that I did, guys, was add the jot form at the end. Okay. And then I went into my normal software that I use to create flyers. I went into Photar, which we'll go over in a second, and I said, pull up a picture of or create an image of 3 smiling Black women, and this is what they pulled up for me. Okay. And so literally, as I created all of this, like, these are not real people, but they look real, don't they? Look at that. Don't they look real? And so I want you guys to know, like, hey, it can do a lot and it can save you a lot of time, because I know I'm one of those people where sometimes I hate trying to come up with marketing copy. Like, what am I gonna say? I don't know what to do. And it literally just pulled it right up. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to do. Somebody give me something that you're currently working on that you would like ChatGPT to create for you. It could be something at work. It could be, just give me something that you are currently working on and you're like, man, I need help with that.
I'm creating a flyer for the grand opening of the Peach Cobbler Factory.
All right. Can you create a grand opening advertisement for is it called the Peach Cobbler Factory?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so it's creating, Shamika, an ad. It says, get ready for a mouth-watering experience that you won't forget. The Peach Cobbler Factory is opening its doors for the first time, and we're inviting you to join us in celebrating our grand opening. Come and indulge in our freshly baked peach cobblers made with juicy, hand-picked peaches and our secret blend of spices. Each cobbler is baked to perfection and topped with golden, flaky crust that will leave you craving more. Our grand opening celebration will feature live music. Now, see, Shamika could take this and just change out, like, we not doing that. But it could also give her some ideas, right? We'll have live music, games, prizes. So bring your family and friends and enjoy a day of fun and delicious treats. Join us on, it gives you a date and time to add in at the address and be one of the first to experience the magic of the Peach Cobbler Factory. We can't wait to see you there. How many of you guys think that that's a great ad that was created in 30 seconds? Am I the only one who think that's pretty dope?
No, no, that's
People are like,
nice. So we're
amazing.
in the chats. We're in the chats.
Oh
No, it's
yeah.
nice.
People are like, it's amazing. Exactly, exactly. So I've been coming to ChatGPT for everything. I'm like, give me an idea for my next event, and I typed in a little bit on it, and it came up with girls just want to have funs, and I was like, let's go. So in next week, I'm actually going to do an online event called Girls Just Want to Have Funs. But even with the other ones that it gave me ideas for other events that I could do. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool too, you know? So somebody give me something else. Give me one more. We'll play with it and then we'll move on. Something different other than like an ad, something you might be using at work or something.
I'd like to create a training for diversity, equity, and inclusion for senior leadership.
And Sandy now has a training outline. The objective of this training is to equip senior leadership with the necessary skills and knowledge to foster a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive workplace culture. How many of y'all think this is cool? All
That
Sandy
is
has to do
nice.
is copy and paste.
That's insane.
That is amazing.
And
Kristen,
we
I mean,
talking
you know, lesson plan for my
lightning
class.
fast.
Lightning fast.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like how do you make
I
a
am
rubric for a grade 10 class?
I'm creating my account right now.
That's
Say it
I
again.
crazy.
want to know if they have one for desktop, because I'm gonna put one on my desktop and my.
What did you just say, Kristen?
Sorry, I was trying to turn it back on again. I said, yeah, like please make me a rubric for like a grade 10 Renaissance art lesson. I'm curious as to what it would say.
Now you know I can't spell. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah, rubric I think doesn't have the E in it.
Renaissance. Here?
The word rubric, I think it's just rubric. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
That's right. Bam.
Let's see what it does. Shut up. That's crazy. That's insane.
You're about to get a lot more sleep and a lot more time with your husband.
Oh my God, I totally am. That's amazing. That's crazy. That's insane.
Wow, it even gives a grading scale and everything. I love it. I love it. So as you can see, guys, this isn't just for entrepreneurs. You guys can do this in the careers that you have now just to make your life a lot easier. I know, you know, I always felt like I kind of had the dual career thing. Like I was working full time, but then I was also starting my own stuff. And a lot of times it was like, how do you balance it all? Well, these tools are a way that we can do it. Okay. Okay, so let's look at some other ones. So ChatGPT, in my opinion, is just like the king of it all. And again, the reason why, because like I showed you before, you can use ChatGPT for so many different things and then use these as ways of assisting. So the first one that we're gonna look at is Photar, right? That's the one that I show you where they gave me this image right here of these three beautiful ladies that I was able to use on my Essence flyer, right? It's great. It's great. All you have to do is put in the words and it's going to do an image generation. So let me just, sorry, give me 1 second. Uh-oh. All right. Here is Photar. This is what it looks like. And I think, guys, I might have, so what it is with Photar, you get a certain amount of free credits. So I may have used all of mine already, but let me just see. What is something that we can ask them to generate?
The flyer for the Dubai trip.
Oh, yes. I don't know if it can do, let's do this. Girls laughing in Dubai. It might be a little bit too specific. It's saying I have to upgrade. So give me 1 second. What I'm gonna do is sign out. And then Let me get extra free times in fast mode. 1 second, I'm gonna see if I can create another account. Here we go, create an account. I'm just gonna use another one of my Google. So this is a great example of what your process will be when you're signing up for most of these sites anyway. All right, give me a second. 94. Okay, and so just if anybody's wondering, what happened was it sent me something to my phone and it gave me 3 different numbers to choose from, and I chose 94. Okay. And as you can see, it's now trying to, I think it's trying to generate what I just put in there. Okay, so a little bit different than what we're looking for, but this could be kind of something cool if I wanted to use that. You can also upload your own images. Oh, part of it too is because of what I have it set on. So you can kind of set it on what you want this to look like. Like one of them I did black and white, and it gave me some really cool photos. So I'm gonna do photography, so it looks like, I'm gonna do girls laughing. Oops. How about this? I'm gonna do girls trip in photography mode and see if it gives me something better. So sometimes you might like the images and sometimes you might have to play around with it a little bit just to kind of see if you can find something better that you actually like. Okay, so I could use a photo like this and then I could probably put it on a background that has Dubai in the background and then add some artwork and stuff like that. And so the coolest thing about all of this, guys, is that just remember, these are not real people, right? These are actually artificial people that this site has created. So you don't have to worry about things like having to pay for, you know how sometimes if you're copying, you know, images off of Google and things like that, people can see you because they're like, hey, that's my image. These are automatic images that the site just created on its own, okay? All right, so that's Photar. You can type in anything and pretty much it'll create photos for you. And actually, I kind of like these, so I might use these for something later. So I'm gonna go ahead and download those while I have them up. Awesome. All right, so the next one we're gonna look at is tryiton.ai. How many of you have been like, I really need professional headshots, right? But I don't have time to pay a photographer $300 to do, you know, an actual photo shoot. I got to get a new outfit. I got to get my hair done. So by the time I'm done with it, you know, headshots are like $500, right? Well, this AI website, basically you can upload regular pictures, right? Usually you have to upload, when I looked at it, I think you upload like 10 pictures, you just pull them off Facebook or whatever. And what they'll do is it creates these beautiful headshots. And I saw somebody, how I found out about it, somebody else did it and she showed the photos that she uploaded and then she showed her pictures and they were absolutely gorgeous. How they got this, you know, from this, I will never know. But all I know is you can get 100 headshots for $17. Is that amazing? Is that amazing? So I want everybody, you know, if you get an opportunity to try this out and update your LinkedIn profile, you know, when I'm doing the flyers, y'all, sometimes it is so hard trying to do the flyers, trying to find a great shot of you guys. So take some time and get some professional headshots. And now because of AI, it's easier than ever. Is that awesome or is that awesome? Is anybody excited about that?
It's like just take 10 pictures of yourself and upload them and they'll come up with a decent headshot.
Exactly. Yep. You'll get 100 headshots.
That's crazy. That would normally be hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Oh,
for $17 until they change the price. So, like a lot of these sites and things that are now free, I would definitely take advantage of them. And it gives you, you know, everything right on the site of how it all works. Okay. It does take a couple of days for these to come through. So just so you know, these are not automatic. So it does take a couple, I don't know why, but it comes up. It takes a couple of days for it to actually create them. All right.
Hey, Tammy, quick question.
Hmm?
Do we know who own all of these sites as far as parent companies? And I ask because, of course, you know, the US right now is in this big brouhaha about TikTok and China. So do we know who's the parent company to these sites?
I do not, and I actually did not do the research on that. But that's a great question, and I can try to figure out, you know, at least. But as of right now, no, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be my only warning slash concern, you know, as far as, and again, I mean, you know, when it comes to a lot of these companies and, you know, who owns the information and how much information you're giving them. Um, and you know, again, because when you sign up, you have to submit some personal information. So
You're
you
submitting
just
your
want to
image.
make sure,
Mhm.
yeah, just want to make sure you're careful.
Yep, that's a great,
So
great point. Absolutely.
I actually saw a news clip as saying it was from China, but
This
do
one right here,
research and
or
confirm
which
it. But that's
one?
what the whole AI.
Like everything.
The well, they didn't say everything, but I know they were talking about writing theses and things like that, and you say what the topic is, and they write it for you. And test taking, uh, all of that. It was on the news,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well,
check it out. I'll do further research myself.
yeah, it's because it's kind of scary in the school system because then how do you grade essays? And so what happened was they started making sites that if a teacher puts the essay into this certain site, it'll tell you whether or not it's AI generated. Right? Well, guess what? Now they're actually making sites to where, you know, hey, if you upload it here, it'll change it enough to where it doesn't seem so it
and
Well,
I think a lot of, well, there's a lot of AI
sometimes.
there's a lot of AI development here in the US as well. So it's almost like, you know, the US versus China versus everybody else. Like, you know, back when everybody was racing to get to the moon, I
right?
think there's an AI race right now with
100%.
uh, the, you know, the creation of these different sites and everything else as far as who's going to own it.
Yep.
So the US is definitely right now leading, but
Mhm.
I'm sure China is, you know, like I'm sure they're kind of neck and neck.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
I did hear one of the interviews, and the guy made a really good point because he talked about how back when the calculator first came out and people, you know, in the school system was really up in arms about, oh my God, people can, you know, all of a sudden they can, you know, use this machine and calculate numbers. So why will they need to learn math, you know? But education had to evolve
Mhm.
to include the calculator.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it's almost like this, we're not going to be able to avoid this.
Right.
We're going to have to learn how to evolve
Yep.
and bring it into I mean, people, we can't really see how it's going to be done, but it is definitely going to happen.
Yep, and use it and learn how to
Yeah.
use it because I remember, and this had to be probably 10 years ago, but I remember when Fiverr started. I remember when Fiverr started. And I found out about it and I was like, I can use this to help me with something because I was overwhelmed at work. And so I would use Fiverr to make my stuff prettier, you know, hire a virtual assistant for $5 to redo my presentation. And 24 hours later, boom, there it goes. And all I had to do was submit the information. And it helped me so much in my career. And some people could look at that and say, well, you know, you're delegating the work to somebody else. But the way I looked at it was almost like no, I'm actually more productive because I understand strengths and weaknesses, right? Like this is something that's going to take me a whole lot of time, and it probably won't come out as beautiful if I hire an actual designer who just happens to be in a different country, but they're going to design it and make it all nice and pretty for me. So it's all about how you use the tools, to make your own life better and easier. So that's the whole point of the conversation tonight. So definitely as you're going through this, just think about, okay, how can I use this? And everything isn't going to be for everybody, right? Everything isn't going to be for everybody. So this is DID. So it's D-ID. And what you can do with this for all of my people who have businesses, how many of you love to or want to, get your business out there, or you want to create content, but you hate looking at yourself on camera, or you hate the way that you sound on camera, right? Well, what if you can get one of these people to do your video for you? All you have to do is put the script in right here. Now, where should you get the script? ChatGPT. Why not go to ChatGPT? Say, hey, write me a TikTok script on, all the benefits of, investing your money in the market or making your money grow in the market. Put the chat here. You choose what you want your person to look like, okay? It'll also give you the opportunity where you can choose the different voices as well. So you just choose, oh, look at that, Amber's on there. Look at that. Hey, Amber. You can also choose styles, okay? So you can have somebody who says it like a customer service agent. You can have it spoken almost like a newscast. You can have somebody, cheerful, angry, excited, whatever. You can choose how you want the words to sound. And so this is one that I did earlier, okay? And I literally just did like a 2-sentence thing just to kind of get this ready for you guys, okay? So I chose an assistant voice, and this is what it came out to be.
Welcome to Travel Trade Invest. We are so excited to help you learn more about investing while helping you find the best return on your money.
All right, so that was just something really quick. I literally just typed in something real quick. So it's just amazing that for those of you who are like, man, I see people building their businesses on social media, but I don't have the ability, or I don't feel confident enough to do it. What if you had a creative assistant that could do it for you, basically? I saw this guy on TikTok who basically used a thing like this, and basically in 31 days, he had over 100,000 followers on TikTok. And it was a computer generated screen, and he just put the information in there that he wanted it to say, and it grew his TikTok just like that. All he did was, and he probably went to like ChatGBT and said, hey, write me a script on, this. Boom. And then he uploaded to TikTok and grew his following just like that. So something to think about. Okay, let's go on to TOME, right? Because we talked about scripts and all kinds of stuff. We talked about pictures, video, and now TOME. I don't know if it's TOME or if it's TOME. So excuse me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, but TOME or TOME is how you can create presentations for free just by putting in a couple of words, okay? And so what I did earlier, again, like as I was preparing, I was just like, oh, I'm just set up a couple things. So I typed in $1 Million Girls Club, right? And in a matter of seconds, it created a presentation for me. Now, I don't really like the pictures that it chose, but it gave me all the words and created an entire presentation for me in like seconds. So let me just show you. That might actually be better. Hang on one second. All right, let's try to do it again. Okay, so all I did was, if your Zoom screen is on the right-hand side, like most of ours are, you'll see it over here where it says create, just create, all right? All right, so who has something that they need to do a presentation on at work or something this week, or just give me something. Just give me like a couple of words about what you want this presentation to be about. Somebody, anybody.
CD rates are dropping fast.
Okay. The Great CD Rate Plunge. So that's the title it gave you. It just gave you an introduction, and now it's generating pictures to go with your presentation. Like this just saves somebody 8 hours of work. I'm like, real talk. So we got the first slide of her presentation. So it named it. If you don't like it, you can always change it. But I think that's a pretty good title, The Great CD Rate Plunge. It gives her an actual outline. Today, we're going to talk about the reasons for the decline. We're going to talk about the impact on investors, and we're going to do the impact on banks and give you a future outlook before telling you, what you should do in the future. It literally lays out everything. Again, I'm not excited about the pictures that they chose, but you could always go in and update with your own pictures. Isn't that pretty cool?
Wow.
So that's TOME, where you can create presentations in pretty much seconds just from typing in a couple of words. Okay. They also have what do you call it? Templates that you can use if you want to do, kind of some other things. Okay, but it's just as easy as just clicking create, putting in a couple words, and watch it create a presentation for you. All right. All right. So I hope these are cool for you guys. So there's a couple of other ones that we won't necessarily go on, but you should definitely check them out. Synthesia is another one that does talking avatar videos. That one is very cool. So since I showed you one, I won't show you another one, but that's another one that you guys can definitely check out. 11 Labs is pretty cool. I don't know if they're going to get sued or not, so I would be a little bit careful with them, but it's kind of the same idea with the generated videos. You can you can do an avatar voice, like an actual AI voice, or you can type in Steve Jobs's voice and your audio will come out, like whatever script you put in, it's going to come out, but it'll come out in Steve Jobs's voice. Like literally, I was on Facebook the other day and an ad popped up and it was a picture of Oprah. It was like going through pictures of Oprah and it was Oprah's voice. And I was like, that she didn't say that. Like I knew, I was like, that's not, and it was advertising for whatever the company was, like whatever their product was. And I was like, I don't believe for 1 second that that is actually Oprah. I don't know how they did that. And then I found out about 11 Labs and I was like, that's how they did that. Got Oprah advertising for them. And I guarantee you, she don't know anything about that, right? So it is kind of something interesting to take a look at. And I think also too, sometimes if we don't want to use these things, it's still good to know they're out there, just so you can say, hey, you know what, that might actually be an AI generated voice. She might not have actually said that, or that person may not have actually said that. So those are some important things to remember, okay? So are there any other ones out there? Because I do want to open up to you because I know you guys are currently using AI tools. Are there any others out there that anybody else might be using that you think that the group should know about?
Hey, Tam. Hey, I had to write a letter recently, and I just didn't feel like doing it, even though I write all day long for a living. And I used a AI called Writer, RYTR.
Ooh.
And it works a lot like ChatGPT. I just told it, I need this letter to say this. And I only had to change a couple of words and it was fine. It was like the tone was at the corporate level. So I was really impressed with that.
Wow. Say the name of it again.
Writer, R as in Robert, YTR.
Y'all got that? Y'all write that down. writer. And it creates letters.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I used it for. I'm sure it can do other things, but I just used it to write a letter.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Love it. Any others? Anybody else using AI right now that you think the rest of the group should know about? All right, so if you guys find them, please let us know so that the rest of us, because listen, these things are going to save a lot of time, energy, and money for a lot of people. So please definitely let us know. So, homework. All right. So I want you really to think about it. How can you use some of this at your work? You know, how can you use this in your life to give yourself more time freedom? How can you use this to get more financial freedom? Is this something that you can use in your business? You know, again, ads, things like that, like even writing letters, things that normally would take hours. What can you take off of your plate by letting artificial intelligence help you? And when we say, you know, let them do it for you, also remember you can go in and change things and things like that as well, you know. But just think about how can you use this? And then is there an opportunity to make extra income using these tools? Okay. Is there an extra way of doing this? So when Fiverr started, I knew about Fiverr and I knew about a couple of other sites and things like that. And I saw people charging, like graphic designers would charge like $100, and then they would submit the request to Fiverr and pay $5 for it. And so they had a $95 profit margin. Literally, I remember when Fiverr started, and then what happened was more people started to find out about Fiverr. Oh, you can actually get it done cheaper here. People started using it for themselves. But is there a way that you can use this as a stream of income? One of the things we believe here is having multiple streams of income. So there are going to be a lot of people who may not know about some of these tools. Is it something that you can use to actually help your business to make more money? Is there an extra service that you can add, you know, to your business that could actually give a relief to other business owners, and you help them with that, right? Always want to think about how can we use these things to create an extra stream. Okay. All right. Imagine using this on Fiverr to do an ad copy for people. Yeah, that's true. You could you could create a Fiverr profile and just have AI do it for you. That's pretty funny. All right, guys. So before we jump off, just a couple of reminders. We do have 2 Travel Trade Invest trips coming up. We got Essence Fest. It's going to be so much fun. We're headed down to New Orleans. We have put, I have not put the information on the website yet, but my goal is to get it up. However, we do have the jot form up. So those of you guys, we do need to start getting the deposits in. We do have a couple, but we really need to get the deposits in. So definitely, guys, please get your deposits in. We're planning an amazing networking weekend. It's going to be awesome. Also, don't forget, we also have Dubai coming up in September. So I know Essence Fest is the next one coming, but I don't want us to forget about Dubai. The way that you can RSVP for that is just to book your hotel room, guys. If you need the hotel room, please reach out to me and I'll send it to you. We will do excursions and all that stuff at a later time, because right now the biggest thing is, of course, getting your hotel room, and for those of you getting your plane tickets and things like that. Okay, but those are the 2 trips that we have coming up. And don't forget also on cryptogazillionaire.com, this is where we do our weekly call. If you have people who are interested in learning how to invest in this platform, you can definitely bring them to that call. All right, do we have any questions or comments or anything before we jump off for tonight? I want to thank you guys for coming. Oh, you're welcome, Kenneth. You are absolutely welcome. Anybody else have any questions or comments before we jump off?
I just wanted to say thank you. You literally just made my job a million times easier.
Yay!
So it's amazing.
Did anybody create an account
thank
while
you,
we were
Tammy.
online?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You gave me an idea for ad copy for solar. I was trying to figure out something.
Yes, excellent, excellent. So at the very least, guys, just go play around with some of these sites tonight, you know, just go play around and see what you can come up with. So yay, awesome. All right, everybody, well, have a great night. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you guys next Monday with another enlightening call. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.